Okay, here we go. This is still part 11, part 2 of game 11. Ugh, I just said stuff twice, but unfortunately, typically when I break these games in half because they go more than an hour long, I am at the end of an inning. But unfortunately, this time I'm in the middle of at a bat that's crucial. Um, Man on first and third with one out, and I have like a 1-2 count right now. So let's see how this pans out.
Here's a 2-2. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
That was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
I think that was from me pausing and talking and not having a flow.
Up next for the Mariners.
Sucks.
That's in there. Strike 1. And a pitch. And that one almost got him. Ball to strike. The pitch. And that one a little bit high.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Come on, Haggerty. Clutch up, baby.
Kicks and deals. That one is upstairs.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
And it's filled up.
Instead of letting the hitter get his arms extended, tied him up a little bit, slightly up, slightly in.
And they're all loaded up.
You get a walk, and you get a walk. Everyone gets a walk, Boo.
Digging in, it's the speedy outfielder, Russell Pruitt. Good contact guy, good defender. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. First offering misses the mark. Wisdom at third. Crawford on second. Haggerty on at first with 2 down. Next offering is in for a strike. At the belt and fires. And right back to the mound. They come home with it for the force out, and that'll do it for the inning. But they pick up 1 run on the RBI single. It's now 1-0. It's Major League Baseball, and it's on the show.
At least JP came up clutch. Ugh.
Bottom of the 6th, and ready to hit now for Cincinnati, Brock Jones.
Well, these fans definitely want to get involved in the game. All it's going to take is to get the leadoff man or even a base runner on.
And here it comes. And that's a little bit high.
How's that a ball?
Here's a sinker at the knees for a strike.
It really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
2-1. Two balls and a strike. Here it comes. And that one in the air center field. Rodriguez settles under it. Drops into the glove. And there's 1 down.
The batter, the catcher,
Peyton Henry, the next to hit for the Reds. Grounded out his first time. And that's in there for strike 1. That's down and in.
1 ball, 1 strike.
That's in there. Right-hander kicks, deals. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Kicks and fires.
Nope,
Just missed.
It's a good take.
2-2 count.
In the air on the infield. Makes the grab. 2 down.
Man, he just couldn't lay off right there. Those high fastballs, they just
Now
look
batting,
really
second
good
baseman.
because they're eye level, but they're just about impossible to get the barrel to.
So back to the top of the Reds lineup. Here's the second baseman, Matt McClain. McClain, 25 years old, usually a shortstop, but today he's starting at second base. First pitch, and that's in for a strike.
Well, the one thing he'll find is that a lot of the time the play is to your back. You're moving to your right. You've got to throw back to first base. That's the difference between shortstop and second. You're usually moving into the play at shortstop. Second base, not so much.
Next pitch inside. 1-2 to count. Pitch in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This one popped up right side. Horner on the move. Makes the grab on the run.
6
And
strong,
that is
baby.
that.
6 shutout
And
innings.
1, 2, 3 go the Reds. They
1
trail
hit.
here. 1-0.
1 walk. Amazing.
A new pitcher in the game, Emilio Pagan. He's making his second appearance of the season.
Emilio.
Back to the top of the lineup. Now it's the second baseman, Nico
Leads
Horner.
off with the Mariners. The second baseman, Nico Horner.
Cutter, splitter, curve, slider.
The
Wow.
pitch. Not close with that one. 1-0.
It's good speed at the top of the order here. You want to get it on, see if you can get a stolen base, maybe get around the bases and pick up a run.
In for a strike, and the count is 1-1. Right-handed reliever. And the count 1-2. And the righty deals. Out to short, Marte. Now a jump throw. In there safely.
Safe.
Well, he waited until the 7th, but that's the knock that'll extend his hitting streak.
Ooh,
Singy,
10
how
games.
much does it weigh on your mind when
Nice.
you're coming to the plate in the late innings with a streak going?
Yeah, quite a bit. And a hitter's supposed to say he's only focused on the current at bat. But, man, honestly, it's hard not to know that if you don't come up with the hit, your streak's over. So it's there, at least in the back of your mind.
France stands in now and watches strike 1. Nobody out. Runner at first. Next offering is fouled back. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Had him out front for strike 3.
Just a hammer 12-6 curveball right there, Boog. That was exactly what he wanted to do with it. Not a ton of pitchers can throw a true 12-6 break, but he does, and you can't throw it any better than he did right there.
And now for Seattle, Julio Rodriguez. 0-1.
Okay, strike zone's getting really weird, dude.
The pitch. Way out front for strike 2.
This is one of those situations defensively where you can't try to do too much. You got to make sure that you field the ball cleanly and get one out first. It's going to be tough to get two with this kind of speed in the batter's box.
Righty to the plate. Runner on the go.
1 ball.
Pitch misses.
2 strikes.
Throw. Save.
There, he's safe.
Chris, his wheels were the difference maker on that play. Just got in there.
Yeah, with StatCast's help, we see his top speed on this stolen base, and that's a big number. I mean, man, he really made his athleticism work for him on that one.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
I don't know
That's a
how I
curveball
missed that,
I'm
man.
sure he wants back at the plate.
I don't know how I
2
missed
strikes,
that.
Sort of pitch you're hoping for, a bit of a mistake, and I'd say in a very hittable location. But clearly the break was enough to get him to swing through it.
So now it's the Mariner cleanup hitter, Cal Raleigh.
Another walk? Oh my gosh.
Intentional walk here with 2 out. They set up a force at any base to end the inning.
Now batting, designated hitter, Patrick.
Now it's going to be
Wisdom.
Patrick Wisdom. Reached on an infield single his first time. Looks
Your
like it'll be a
attention,
pinch
please.
hitter, Edwin
Pitching for the
Rios.
Mariners.
Looking for a big hit with
Number
2 out,
30,
runners at first
Edwin.
and second.
But he had a pinch hit RBI single last time he was in. Can we do it again?
Pickoff throw. Corner back in on a dive. In there for strike 1. Left-hand batter waits. Swings through that one, out in front that time. And the right-hander deals. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. Two on, 2 outs. Swing and a miss at the splitter, and it's a strikeout. 2 left on. 7th inning stretch time. It's the Mariners 1 and the Reds nothing. Back here at the ballpark, and the batter now, Noel V. Marte.
Shortstop.
Pitching change here, Matt Brash.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
The Y to kick the pitch. And downstairs. The 1-0. That one missed.
Home plate umpires trying to tighten things up a little bit.
In the air to left center. Rodriguez makes the play, and there's one down.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
Stevenson lays off down low as he digs in for the third time. That one finds the corner. That's strike one. And now the count 1-2 after the swing and the miss. Pitch misses there. The count now 2-2.
Well, he might have to look for a different put away pitch right here 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times in this at bat, so might have it timed up and ready for it.
Up the middle, corner. In plenty of time to first. And
almost fucked that throw up.
Away.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
Here's the left fielder, T.J. Friedl. Just a weak fly ball this time. Crawford makes the grab, and
nice.
That is the inning. Reds down in order, still behind by a count of 1-0. Robert Stevenson comes on now. He last pitched 2 days ago.
Number 44, Robert Stevenson.
And stepping in for the Mariners, J.P. Crawford.
Picked up an RBI in his last at bat. Still their only run of the game so far.
The pitch. And takes low for ball one. Good eye right there.
Nasty backdoor slider. There's really nothing you can do with that if you swing at it. So that's a good take by him.
The 2-0 is in for a strike. Right through there for a strike. Time called. The 2-2 will have to wait just a second. Righty delivers. And that's downstairs and outside.
This is a really good feeling for a hitter at this point in the ball game. You know that they don't want to walk you, so you're going to get a pitch to hit. You just better not miss it.
And here it comes. Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. Ground ball right side, and foul ball. Three and two now. The 3-2 is off the outside edge, and that is ball four.
Well, that's a nice job of grinding out that at bat. Saw a lot of pitches and ends up drawing the walk. Very gritty.
Sean DaCosta digs in now. Check swing, went around, 0-1. Runner at first with no outs here. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it. Activity in the bullpen for the Reds. T.J. Antone, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. The pitch. Little trouble with this one behind the plate, and an excellent job keeping it right there. Next offering misses down and away. Off the mark there, and that's ball 3.
Still just the second batter of the inning, and on the mound he's already thrown 13 pitches. They got him working hard out there.
Ripped on a line. Friedel makes the catch. 1 down.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it, but in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
Digging in is the switch inning outfielder, Sam Haggerty. And the first offering is not close.
Always tough to turn 2 on a speedster like this. It's even harder with him coming out of the left-handed batter's box. You really need something to hit hard on the ground that they can handle to turn 2 quickly.
Next offering is in for a strike.
Dangerous spot for that slider right there. Didn't seem to quite finish out front and get that sharp break. Tell you what, he doesn't want to throw that pitch again.
Going to count 1 and 2.
Knowing that the pitcher wants a ground ball double play opportunity here, you've got to lay off pitches down in the zone. Right there, swinging at that pitch, that's a no-no.
At the belt and fires. Oh, can't get out of the way of the fastball, and that's going to sting. He had 2 strikes on him, and he hit him.
So, Boog, if you had to take one for the team, where would you want to get hit?
Chris, I think I'd have to say upper hamstring. Breaks his bat and pops it up. Stevenson snags it for the 2nd out.
The batter number 2, second baseman,
Nico Horner up next for the Mariners, known for his late inning heroics. And that one missing low.
Well, this is a critical spot for both the pitcher and the hitter. You can learn a lot about a guy by how he handles these pressure situations.
Hammered on the line, base hit. Runner around third. 1 run's in. The 2nd run scores. 3-0. Over to third, but the throw's offline.
Man, I love the hustle out of the box right there to make that triple happen, and just an absolute laser into the opposite field gap. He was digging hard the entire way.
So 2 down. Now the number 2 hitter, Ty France. Swing and a miss. Slider right there. There's a strike.
Oh, this guy's so comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Even a good pitch early in the at-bat. If he's not ready to pull the trigger, he's not worried if he gets to an 0-2 count.
Horner on third with 2 out. That misses. Ball 1. And that's a strikeout looking. Called strike 3 on a fastball up in the zone. But they pick up a pair here, both coming on this 2-run triple.
Oh.
It's now 3-0. Major League Baseball is on the show. Bottom of the 8th. In now for the Reds, Cam Collier.
the third baseman.
Got to keep things airtight defensively right here. On your toes, ready to make a play. If you can get this to the 9th with a 3-run lead, it should be a W.
A.J. Puck into the game.
And they felt it was time to bring on a left-handed reliever from the pen with the lefty hitter coming up. I think it's a good move. I know I never liked when opposing teams did that to me.
And a pitch. And that one is inside ball one. Ground ball to the right side. And he takes it himself for the out.
Couple of pitches and a quick
Now
out.
batting, the designated hitter, Michael Conforto.
Michael Conforto will climb in. Infielder shifted to the right. Shortstop just to the left of second. On the ground. What a stop. Throw to first, and very nicely done for the out.
Well, that ball off the bat ticketed for the outfield and a base hit for the hitter, but just taken away by the diving stop. Nice job.
Hamilton.
Quincy Hamilton now at the plate. Liner, base hit.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle. I could watch base hits like that one all day long, and so could every hitting coach in the league. Just a nice line drive into center field.
Runner at first with 2 away. And now the center fielder, Brock Jones. Ball one there.
Here's a run scoring opportunity. You definitely got to push something across because it's not going to get any easier. You get to the 9th, you got a lockdown closer ready to come in.
Next offering way off the plate. Here comes a pitch. That one at the knees for a strike. Fouls one off. 2-2. Lefty continues to work, but the closer getting loose in the bullpen. Left-hand hitter waits.
3-2.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
Peyton Henry up next. Got him swinging for the strikeout. Couldn't catch up to the heater. Reds leave one. Still down 3-0. So they turn things over to the righty, T.J. Antone.
And this could be a pretty critical point in this game. They're hoping he's the guy to keep him within striking distance.
Here's the center fielder, Julio Rodriguez.
The center fielder, number 44, Julio Rodriguez.
The wind of the pitch. And there's a ball. Antone, in his 5th season, he features a sinker, a slurve, and he works in a slider. That one's in there, and the count 1-1. The wind of the pitch. Strike 2.
Well, that's that slurve right there. He threw it extremely well. Talk about just a ton of breaks. So tough to get that barrel to.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Third time he struck out in this one, and definitely an individual performance you want to flush. He just hasn't looked very comfortable up there. Just one of those days. But when you're still winning the ball game, at least you can focus on doing your part to maintain that lead and getting that W.
And first offering is fouled off. And a pitch. Now 1-1. The Cincinnati bullpen has some movement. Sean Armstrong warming up for manager Kevin Cash. One now. There's a strike. Next offering is fouled back. The wind and the pitch. Off the outside edge, and now the count is 2-2. That one 95 to finish him off.
Very strong coming out of the pen so far as he punches out the first two batters he's faced in this one, getting straight to work. Man, it's talked about a lot, but relievers are just so electric these days. These aren't fun at bats if you're a hitter. I'm so glad I'm retired.
Rios batting for the second time, and that's strike one. Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. That ball's carrying.
Gone, baby. Insurance.
That one felt good, and they add a run. It's 4-0.
At this level, you got to be good. Sometimes you got to be a little lucky. That was a pretty nasty pitch. Sinker on the outside corner, but he did a great job of covering it, and he hit the ball out of the park.
J.P. Crawford up next for the Mariners. In there, and it's 0-1. Two down, nobody on. Right side. Hamilton in position. Makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. One scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. It's now a 4-0 ball game. It's Major League Baseball on the show. And welcome back. And now, Peyton Henry.
The catcher, Peyton Henry.
Now time is called here. Pitching coach on his way out to the mound. On the mound now, Brusdar Graterol. And this guy can bring it velocity-wise.
Number 48, Brusdar Graterol.
The pitch. That's in for a strike.
Now, this is just par for the course these days. Huge fastballs coming out of the bullpen.
That one off the bad part of the bat, just a lazy fly ball. Makes the grab, and there's one away.
That's a really nice
Now
play,
back.
ranging back
The
into the
second
outfield
baseman.
for that catch. We all know those can be a little tricky,
play.
especially if the wind's swirling around out there.
Now here is Matt McClain. Ball one, no strikes. Kicks and deals.
Nope. That's inside.
And a good eye there. And that's ball four.
Well, that's a really good take right there, and that's just mentally prepared, knowing that if it's not on a tee, you're going to take that pitch because you still have one more strike to work with. Not easy to lay off, but he did an excellent job in that plate appearance.
Marte batting with one down, takes a strike.
There it was, a high velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff. Pitch inside the zone and trust it.
On the ground to second, might be two. There's one.
He's out.
That's a double play. The ball game is over.
A little sigh of relief for the pitcher there, ending the ball game with a nice double play. You always love when you can get 2 for 1, especially when it wraps up the ball game. Nice win for these guys today.
A 4-0 shutout in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.
A second shutout of the day or season.
Our
There we
final
go.
line score
Game
today.
over.
First for the victorious
Let's
Seattle
go.
Mariners.
Till next
4
time.
runs,
Bye.
7 hits.